Hey, everybody. Welcome to Bizchicks TV. This is the place for tips, tools, strategies, everything you need to take the hassle out of your hustle and build a profitable business that's fun to run. Today is Tuesday. That means we have the digital diva in the house, Terry Johnson, online from New York City. She's here. She's bringing it. You're here and we're going to get it started. So get a notepad and pen, something to take notes with, and so that you can put into action what you're going to learn today. We want to say thank you to those watching live and those on the replay. And without further ado, TJ, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week of talking marketing talk, where we talk about all the things you need to know about how to create a marketing strategy that's going to grow your business online, because that's why we're on social media. I always say that, you have people that are on the influencers and they want likes and follows, and those things are good, but that's how they make their money. And business owners, we're looking at social media as where the people are, where your audience is hanging out, because you want to talk to them. You want to present your brand, what you have to say before them. So this is where we talk about those things. And in September, we've been talking about basics, going back to basics is what I call it. So we've been talking about content the last 2 weeks. And so today we're going to move on to data, social media analytics, and I think I called this driving decisions with data. I always forget what I call it. But
Driving with data.
yeah, making decisions with data. And why. Let me look at my notes. I wrote this down because I wanted to be sure. And I always give you a definition of what we're talking about. So social media analytics, it refers to the collection of data and metrics that help you measure your overall social media performance. Okay, so it helps you understand what types of social media content resonates with your audience, so you can use this in your strategy in order to what? Grow your following, get more people to your brand, get people to see what you're talking about, and possibly at the end of this long road, the customer journey, it can be short or long, depending on your industry, your audience, and how you create your content. At the end of this journey is a sale and possibly a fan, and they're in your community and they make more sale and they come back to you. So we want repeat customers. Okay. So that's really what we want. So when you look at your social media analytics, and most of the major platforms have them. And I think I looked at last year, and I went through LinkedIn. We looked at LinkedIn and TikTok and other things. But you use it to make data-driven, data-informed decisions. And this is going to help you measure performance and also ultimately see what type of content that you are creating, not what anybody else is doing, what the gurus say, and they say dance like a monkey on reels and blah blah blah. What your content does and how it reaches your audience. So how do you know that? You can't ask anybody. I apologize, guys. My allergies have been kicking me for in the last couple of weeks. Um, it helps you decide what kind of content my audience likes, because I see it everywhere online. Oh, what should I post? And the guru says this and the person says that. That works for them. And they're very successful at it because they've got lots of followers. They claim about 6 and 7 figures, and we talked about this last week with the crafting lady. I think her name was Cassandra, that she one of her months was 687K, I think. So I kind of believe her. Hey, Dr. Taji. She's I love that. Gurus. So that's what they're calling themselves. I'm the guru and I know what to do. Follow me and do exactly as I do. I'm going to teach you. And then some people, they get in the system, the course, they take it and they're successful, wildly successful. And then there's others that are like, well, it didn't work for me. I'm like, well, because that person is themselves. They've discovered how to get you hooked into what they're offering. And hook is not a bad word, because you want the hook because, as I said, there's lots of things going on. Think of it as the ocean. There's lots of fish, different type of fish, and they get distracted by things. And when you put your hook or your net in there, and you whatever you bring up, because they were attracted to it or they weren't. Depends on, there's a myriad of things. And there's a world out there of people, especially on Instagram, are trying to figure out, well, what can I do to game the system? What can I do to make these people follow me and buy what I want? And I'm like, okay, that's great, but you need to focus your energy on developing your personal brand, and how you talk to people. And guess what? That's not going to attract everybody. You're not going to catch every fish in the ocean. Mm-mm. But for some reason, it's like we want all the fish.
We
No,
can't handle, what is that? We can't handle the fish. Okay.
be happy with what you have. And just a real quick aside, I just remembered something. I was on Threads, because I'm not consistently on Threads. I go in there and I'm like, something is telling me to go in there. So the last time I went in, let me see if I can find it. That someone was complaining. Oh my goodness, I don't remember where it was. I saved it. Now, how do you find your saves on Threads? See, here you go.
Okay. Because I
Hold
know
on,
we're
guys.
not
It
asked.
just popped in my. I just found it. Let me see if I can find it on the desktop. That way I can share it. So on Thread, someone was complaining about, they see, basically it was, we see everybody doing great and we're not.
But
We're not doing
when we
good.
But when people see that, they don't see all the work that those people who are doing great put in, and all the time that they put in to see the actual greatness on the outside. They don't see them writing their, uh, putting their content together or engaging with the people. Or they don't see all of that stuff in the background. They
Right.
just
So,
see.
I found it. I want to share it because I saved it. I was going to talk about it. Like, should we talk about it in the show? I'm like, well, I'll bring it up now because it's just an example of what is going on. Let me share it with some. This is not everybody. This is just one thing that I saw that I was like, this represents a lot of groupthink of people on Instagram. Okay, can we see that? Should I zoom it? Let me zoom
Yeah,
it a little
zoom in a
bit.
little more. Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Can we see that? Okay, let me
Give
switch back.
one more.
A little
One
more?
more
Okay,
zoom.
all right, let me switch because I gotta, there we go.
There we
And I
go.
got
That's
my
better.
little, okay. So this is Jade Marie Moon. I think that's her username. And then she says, been posting reels plus carousels consistently. This was yesterday, consistently on Instagram for over 2+ years, and I'm stuck below 10K. I love sharing my life on social and creating content, but it's so disheartening and frustrating to see everyone else growing when I'm struggling. I truly put so much effort into my content and do all of the things everyone says to do to grow. What am I doing wrong? So I went through the whole comments. It seems like there's more comments. But one of the top comments for this person was a person, he called himself an Instagram coach. His name is Brock Johnson. I think his name is Brock Johnson. His mom is Shailene Johnson. That she has grown like a big personal brand
Mhm.
on Instagram. She was doing
She,
workouts and stuff. Is anybody familiar with her?
I remember Shailene from the Blab days and the days
Yes.
when
So
we were doing, yeah.
right. Well, she started out like her. I think her and her husband owned a gym, and then she figured out how to use social media. But now she's more of a coach, personal thing, and she focuses on Instagram. And she taught her. Well, I don't know if she taught her son, but her son saw what she was doing to mom, and he was a college student, and he started when he was a college student. So he came on here and responded to her. Let me, here it is. Good, good, good. Um, so he said, just took a quick look at your feed. First, let me let me say, I know it's very disheartening and frustrating to, and you can see I liked this comment. It's very disheartening and frustrating to not be seeing results. If growth is your goal, I would recommend niching down. Basically, picking a clear focus for your account. Try to answer the question, why would someone want to follow me? Right
Mm.
now, your page doesn't really offer anything specific to your followers. So it's unlikely that people will want to follow when they do discover you. And I follow Brock on just about everywhere because he makes a lot of sense also. And I don't know if she responded to it. There, because threads. There's
Okay, wait.
responding.
Yeah, there she is down here in the waiting on that one post. What is this? I
No,
was.
but she's not responding to Brock. She's
Oh,
responding to this person. What's Wood says or something. They also said I was stuck below 10K for years, changed nothing, had one post that hit that jump started big growth, hang in there. She responded to that, but the person who I'm like, Brock Johnson,
wait.
this is
Even
somebody
if
you
it,
should be taking their advice.
right, and even if it wasn't Brock, he told you that you all over the map. You do not have a laser focus. You're everywhere.
Yes, and I looked at her Instagram. She's trying to be lifestyle track. He's correct. Her feed is all over the place. Let me go real quick and see. I'm just gonna, yeah. So we can see
Doc,
that, right?
yeah,
Let me,
Dr. Tachi says that Brock Johnson is cool.
yes. So her Instagram, she has 5,000 over 5K followers, which is perfect. Perfect for Instagram now because they're pushing micro influencers. She's a micro influencer. So here's her profile: aesthetic lifestyle, healthy living, wellness, pictures, fashion, bikini, travel, inspo. He told her, now let me go because I'm reading that. It doesn't pop up. Let me go back. He told her what was wrong with her, what she's doing. She does not respond to him. She responds to the other people who are commiserating in the misery. Misery loves company. That's what I like to say. So she's responding to everybody else but him. So here's another one that I like. You want honest feedback. You're making it about you, not your audience. The days of influencers are over. Build a community. Give back to your people. Offer them something of value. Again, she
Ooh,
ignores all the great comments in here. But this one here, I was like, Brock Johnson, who charges a lot for this kind of, looking at your bio, he gave you free advice. You ignored it because it doesn't agree. You came on here to commiserate in the misery. So everybody that agrees with her, like this person, I was stuck below 10K, but she comes in and immediately talks to them. But this guy, Brock 11 Johnson, she totally ignores. She
well,
doesn't
because she
respond to
don't
him.
want to do the work. She does not want to change. She doesn't want to make the adjustment to do that because
Yeah. So you're absolutely right. So here, the one above Brock, she responded to that person that asked her, whatever. And then she says, my goal is to build a community. As for providing a service, it would be offering inspiration, community, friendship, and my bikini brand. Too many things, too many things, too many things. You trying to have a buffet of everything because you think that's the way to grow. It's not. Pick one. Pick one. So that's why Brock was saying, niche down. Pick one thing. You can't be 10 things. But to come on and complain because, well, you got 5K. A lot of people don't have that. Be happy
okay,
what you have.
it says it would be offering inspiration. I am
Oh,
not inspired.
right here.
I am not inspired. Community, friendship, and my bikini brand. Do I want that? Why would I want that? I, he, the guy above her, or if that's a guy, he said, honest question: are you providing a service, or are you trying to gain an audience for the sake of having an audience?
Okay, let's real quick because I didn't want to just I just saw this week and I didn't want to talk, but it
Oh,
came up. This is her Instagram. What does this tell you? These pictures? It's me, 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 me. Why would I want to
exactly.
follow you?
I was
This
like,
is
you are
all
not
me.
telling us anything.
And her
I'm
engagement,
cute.
I got a little Chrome extension that shows me engagement. Her engagement is great, but there's nothing bikini shots. Okay, I'm gonna see this and move on. There's nothing you giving me here, Jade Moon, and you want to be an influencer. Okay.
But she hasn't told, okay, because I haven't seen anything. Okay, I don't need to curl my hair. So I don't see
Okay.
what
So
she's
Brock gave
saying.
her great advice
He
and
did.
she ignored it. I'm gonna add to this and say that she's stuck in the old way of Instagram. Remember 5 years ago, it was like the travel and the inspiration and the this. We're not in this anymore. The sharing of the
But
lunch. Remember that?
but she's not in the inspiration. None of those pictures were inspiring for me.
Because she's in the old in 5 years ago, 6, 7. Yes, she would be growing because this was the newness of social media, the newness of, oh my God, somebody's traveling. Let me look at their travel, da da da. Let me see your curl your hair. This does not work on Instagram anymore. We've moved way beyond that. So that's why I was like, Brock told her what to do. You're not offering anything specific, niche, one thing. Then above that, she goes, I want to offer 5 different things because I want to be an influencer and I want a brand to give me money. Because look at
Okay.
me. Okay.
Mm.
So I saw this yesterday and I was like, Brock gave her great advice. I'm seeing it for the first time with you guys today. I'm like, she just totally ignored him. I hearted his because that was perfect. Did she respond to him? Thank you for this great advice. I'm going to take it and do what you said because I went to Brock Johnson's in his profile and I see what he does. He's an Instagram coach. I believe his thing, it says Instagram coach. Yeah, Instagram growth coach.
Wait.
400K followers in 1 year.
Okay. So, and she's not following that.
She totally
Growth
ignored it.
tip. Wait. Growth. The things that you want. Growth tips for creators and entrepreneurs.
No, no, I'ma check you out. I'ma go to your profile. I'ma go to you. He got some good stuff on YouTube. I saw an interview with him yesterday. He did a podcast with somebody giving out great stuff for free.
And
So
she ain't over there.
crickets.
She really
Crickets.
don't want it.
No, she don't want
What
it.
is it? Is
That's my
that the kid?
point.
Wait, is the kid okay? So somebody correct me on this. Is it she don't want the smoke? Because
She don't want the
she
smoke.
don't.
She don't want. It's complaining because that's the cool thing to do it now on Instagram is to complain. I only have 5K and all the people that I see are over 10. What's the magic number with 10K? You don't need 10K anymore because people were trying to get 10K to get that swipe up on the stories. Guess what? That's
That
gone.
ain't
That ship itself. So all her things tell me that she's stuck in 5, 6 years ago Instagram, which now I said we're in the interest phase of you talk about one thing, and that's why I'm glad Brock Instagram growth coach, growth tips for creators and entrepreneurs. Proof 400K followers in 1 year, and he talks about this on the one of the YouTube channels that I saw yesterday because I looked at it after this. But I've been following him. I know Dr. Tachi follows him. He puts out great information, free stuff. And he came in here personally, like, took a look at your feed. Let me tell you, and the same. Here's some support. I'm not gonna jump on you right away. Here's some support. I know it's frustrating, but and he worded it very nicely. Me, I'm like, so I'm just real disheartened to see that she responds to this person, S. Woodson says, and then ignores this guy. The Instagram growth coach. Okay, so this was my point about what's going on here. That there is a thing about, okay, we want growth, we want this and want that, and then you get free advice from somebody who's done it 400K in a year, done it. I'm going to follow you. I'm going to thank you. I'm going to say, what do I'm going to go into the things he gives away, advice, DM and everything.
Question. She already has 5,000 followers, but she wants more to do what with those, to do more with what? Because the people she
She wants a
apparently,
brand deal. She wants the brand deal, and she
oh,
feels like that's what I would just. So how we got on this is like I was saying about the influencer track. They want more followers.
but the
I don't care about
followers,
the followers.
okay, so wasn't it you that says the that's told us that the email list of 10K is more impressive than the 10K followers,
So
than a
yeah, so
million followers?
this is a quick story, and I'm glad. I believe Dr. Vibe talked about this on with the Indie Soup Media group that we have with Dr. Tachi. He did a presentation and he talked about it. But I already knew the story because he's told it when I watched Mario on his lives, and he says that he has a deal. Dr. Vibe has a brand deal with Dove Care for Men, I believe that is. And he's gone through the process with Mario, and he knew what to say and what to do and everything. He's talked about that, and he said that it's not about his followers because that's not what they were impressed with. He has an email list. I forgot what the number. It's in the thousands of men because his show is about. He has several shows. One of them is about, I think, about men and self care and stuff like that, men issues. So he's got branded with Dove. I'm can't remember the number. Dr. Tati can jump in if she remembers the details. All I know is that his following is not that the numbers. If you're pure numbers, it's not like he got 10. He might have 10K. Let me check real quick. But what you think a brand, a business, a corporation would want from a sponsorship deal with an influencer is not what they want. Let me look real quick at Dr. Vibe because I'm going to tell you. He has less than 3K followers. He has 2004, and this is not a this is not a diss. This is not a down. This is not a diss. Oh, he's only got 2,400. But he got a brand deal. The thing that this person wants, got a brand deal with Dove. Not, and he has more than one. He has some local ones too because he's in Canada. But Dove, they make skincare and da, 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 da. It's a big corporation. He's got money from them. With There are less than 3,000 followers on Instagram. Plus, I don't know what he has on Facebook and other things like that. But what I'm saying to you is that it's not 100K. People think, well, if I get 10K, 50K, 100K. No, that's not what it is. He said they were impressed with my email list, which he's been growing, doing the shows on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, wherever he is, talking on, events, being on this and that. Get on my email list. That's impressive to me. And that's proof of they're not looking for, well, I got 100K on Instagram, here's some money. No. Followers on social media is just a number of, look at me, I'm popular. Okay, you're popular on Instagram. But this person is like, well, I got 5K, and how come I'm not getting the brand deals like the other people? Because they've gotten to this magic number of 10K. What magically happens when she gets 10K? I want to know, seriously.
We're gonna get the same stuff we got now. Okay. Or
When
we won't be getting anything.
When the CEO of Instagram is telling you that they are focusing on small creators under 10K, your 5K makes you the perfect target and they're trying to help you. But you there's I don't know what it is, this magic 10K number that floated out the air that all these influencers are trying to get to. And I'm like, I didn't even check to see if she had an email list. But that was the point of this, that you're looking at the follower count, you're looking at the wrong thing. And for her influencer group, it's not about having 100K. It's about Dr. Five having less than 3K and getting all the brand sponsorship and brand deals that he wants. And that money's coming into his account. And it feels pretty good, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But here you are, J. Marie Moon, complaining because you have on Threads, you have 2,610 followers, and then plus um the Instagram, and then when you go to her link in bio, I'm just doing it real quick. Nothing's happening. Okay, so see, that's problematic. So let me no, I'm not gonna. On her bio on Instagram, it says shop my fave products, green glow drink. I don't know what that, and work with me. So that's how I know that she wants a deal. Work with me. So when you do that, it goes to a Google form that says work with me. You want to start as an R bond, because I don't know what this is, but she doesn't have an email list. And there's a button on her bio that says the email icon, and when I click it, it's dead. So that tells me right away that she is not doing the things that work. She's doing what she's seen other people do. And there's nothing wrong with that. But that's the blind leading the blind. We don't want that here. I don't want you to be blind, following the guru's advice, following old advice. That's another thing of mine. When you go and search on Google, there's old advice from pre-pandemic, I call prehistoric times. Anything before 2020. I don't even pay attention to 2020 stuff. For me, it hasn't been within the last 2 years. I mean, marketing strategy advice, what's going on, trends and everything. Why? Because the pandemic changed everything. Everything in business, everything in the world, everything. You name an industry, it's changed. So I don't want anybody to follow old advice, because you're going to spin your wheels. You're going to follow somebody blindly because they got 10K followers. You don't know how long they've been on Instagram. You don't know any of that. So I always see the thing that people want. That's one of the things I see. And you're like, well, how do you know, Terry? I'm like, I know, because when I went to her bio, it says work with me. That's one of the things. Work with me, and you're a lifestyle bikini, doing my hair, makeup stuff, means I want a sponsorship deal with a brand, with a business, with a large brand like Dove. How do you get that? Oh, it ain't 10K followers. It's your email list, because you can take that to the bank of sponsorship and brand deals. And I get that from Mario Armstrong, which he has, he talks about sponsorship deals because he's had lots. He has experienced all of that for years. FedEx and all of these corporations getting money from them constantly. So he knows the process. All right. So, and it's not the followers you have on Instagram or Facebook. It's the email list. That email list is your tried and true connection to a real community, which is the thing that she wanted, right? She said she wants a community, but she's not using the tool to grow a community. Okay. So this was one of the things I was going to talk about. It just popped into my head today and I was like, let's take a look at it. But let's get back to the analytics. Because we were talking about goals, and I was like, one of her goal was community, and this magic 10K number of followers. And I'm like, okay, social media analytics, yes, it shows you your followers, but that's the least important metric in my mind. The least important. All right, so let's take a look at The types of social media analytics we should monitor and we should look at: impressions, reach, likes, comments, shares, views, clicks, and sales. Okay, and this one I got, this list I got from, oh, I can't remember. I will put the link in. I think it was Sprout Social. I think it was Sprout Social. Okay, so then you want to, there's also audience analytics that's in some of the, well, most of them. It'll tell you your audience breakdown, like age, gender, location, device, and there's some different platforms will show you different things. Now, what do you do with this information? It helps you determine the content that resonates with the audience, but what do you have to do first? You got to put something in there. You got to put something in the slot machine to make the jukebox work. That means you got to make content, all kinds of content, different kinds of content. You got to test it. And you can't be disheartened by, well, I did this and no likes, or I did this and that and nothing. Keep at it, because you're putting money, you're putting things into the bank of data, data, your accounts, which tells you how you are presenting content, how well it's working, how it's not working. And if it's not working, then you go in and then you see, it will tell you. And Facebook Meta is good at this. It will give you advice on what you need to do. Most of the time is boost the ad or whatever, but there's some good stuff in there. So remember, Meta's goal is to get you an ad. So just remember that. Just remember that. If you don't want to run any ads, just remember at the end of the line is, we want you to boost your ads so you can get, or boost your posts so we can get a little bit of coin out of you, which is not, I don't have a problem with that, because Meta's a corporation. They're not a charity. As I always say, not a charity. So, but the good thing about Meta ads is that it is the cheapest of the bunch of YouTube, Google ads, LinkedIn ads. I have not looked at TikTok ads. But
Mm.
as far as more bang for your buck, and they will tell you when you go on analytics, Facebook will say, you can, here's your top performing posts. You can boost this and reach an audience of, and they show you the number, and they say for $3 a day. And you're like, I can do $3 a day. Versus if you go to Google and YouTube, it's a little bit more complicated and a lot more expensive, because it's based on their system is based differently from Facebook. Okay. Theirs is more of selling keywords and auctioning keywords and bidding on words and stuff like that. Like Gary always says, like the word wine, like when he first started, the wine was like 3 cents a click, and now it's like astronomical. So that's the difference. That's why if you're going to do ads, Meta ads are the simplest way get to onboard, the cheapest to implement, and they have a wizard that walks you through it. And if you do Facebook ads in the ad manager, you can also do Instagram and all of the other apps in Meta world, I call it. Okay. So that's what I mean about it being the cheapest. So, but just let's get past the fact that, okay, Meta wants my money. Yeah. You want money from your customers. I'm giving you a free product. Now it's time for you to, you want to level up. Now here's $3. Run an ad for a week, and it costs you $50 or whatever it costs. They will spell it out clearly now. They didn't before. And if you go into your analytics through business.facebook.com, you will see all of that information in there. There's a lot of information in there. Okay, so let me get back to this, because I had some things. And excuse me. So are we clear so far about what we're talking about in social media analytics and why?
Yep.
Okay. So now I have a list, and I will put the links in. This is hootsuite.com had a list of the best social media analytics tool for 2024. Actually, let's put this on the screen. Let me bring it up, because I have the link. Blog Hootsuite. Is this it? Yes. Okay. Let me bring it up instead of talking about it. And we'll take a quick. I'll show you a quick look at if you see one you want to look at, we will take a look at. But the best tools is within the platform. Like with Meta, you go to business.facebook.com. With TikTok, you go to, if you have a business account, you go to Business Suite. LinkedIn account, if you go to your profile, they'll show you like analytics. All right, so let's take a look at this. Is it on the screen? Yeah. Just checking. Let's get rid of the cookie thing. All right, 21 of the best social media analytics tools for 2024. Again, when I look at this information on online on a website on Google, I always look for, is this current? So it's telling me June 27th. I'm like, hey, I'm liking that. This is not, something from 5 years ago. They're really on top of staying current with the information. So let's take a look. They should have a list. So they've got videos in here if you want to do that. So the best social media analytics tools, and these are third-party tools. So Hootsuite, of course, is going to put themselves on the top. Then number 2, Sprout Social. Number 3, Buffer, HubSpot, Later, Rival IQ. This is a one we're gonna look at in a minute that I was like, let me investigate because I was really curious about how they did it. Talk Walker by Hootsuite, Brand Watch, Keyhole, Channel View Insights, Mentionlytics, Panoramic Insights, Quintly, Iconosquare, Google Analytics, there's Google, Meta Business Suite Insights, there it is. It costs you nothing. Instagram Insights, again free. TikTok Analytics, X Analytics, which I never talk about X, but if if you want it, it's there. Pinterest analytics, interesting. And the last one, LinkedIn page analytics. Now, before I get to the rival IQ, is there anyone that you want to jump on and we take a look now? But let me put the link in here for you. So there's the link in the comments if you want to see this.
I like keeping stuff simple. So when you said that the Google Analytics come with your YouTube stuff and
Mm-hmm.
the uh, Facebook Facebook business
Yeah.
analytics are already there, and
Yeah.
Instagram gives you the analytics. All the stuff that we're using, they give you the analytics within the platform that you're on.
Right. So, do you want to pay or do you want to use free? I always say start with free until you get to
Right.
the point where okay, I need more. What tool is going to give me more? Now, on this long website blog post, they've gone in and done screenshots. So Meta Business Suite Insights is available to Facebook pages and Instagram professional accounts. So you have to have an Instagram professional account, not the personal one. Okay. So they're also tell you the Insights tab within Meta Business Suite is the place to find account, platform, and post level metrics for Facebook and Instagram side by side. You can also research the demographics of your audience and track your ad account spend. Now I like that. And then below that, they have Instagram Insights available to business and creator accounts. So this is in-app analytics tool. You get this from your profile. You go to your profile and you will see this information, and then you can change it by the last 7 days, 14 days, 30 days. You can look at it per post also. So if you go to your profile and pick one of your posts, there's a view. Is it view analytics? Let me take a look. For individual posts, you can go in and look at your post. And I want to get one that doesn't have sound. Yes, it says view insights. And when you tap on it under the post, it shows for that post only. You get an overview. And remember that Instagram has changed their analytics to views. It used to be reach and impression. Everything is view. And then they break out the view by follower and non-follower. And I love that. They also tell you hashtags. Like if you use hashtags in your Instagram post, how many views came from the hashtags? And here's my argument, just as a real quick aside, that people say or Instagram doesn't want you to use hashtags, and I'm like, well, why did they put that hashtags there on the views? Why did they put that there if it doesn't matter? And you should not use any hashtags. If it's there, use it. Now, it's not as important as it was 5, 6, 10 years ago, because they look at your caption. Does your caption, write what you write in the caption, does it match the image and what you're saying and your profile? Remember, getting back to this lady that with the bikini travel lifestyle, she's all over the place. So guess what? Instagram goes, I don't know how to categorize you, so I'm not going to give you any growth. Versus Brock Johnson, who says, I'm the Instagram growth coach. I talk about Instagram growth. Well, guess what? Instagram knows what to do with him because he's one thing. He's not 5 things. Instagram knows how to categorize. And when I say Instagram, I'm talking about AI, because there's not a whole bunch of humans categorizing the posts on any social media platform. AI has been doing that for a long time. We're just discovering it now. So when you look at your Instagram insights, excuse me, sorry, there's lots of things in there depending on the platform. But the best way, and let me get back to this, the best way to look at everything, Facebook and Instagram, is Meta Business Suite. And you get to that, excuse me, business.facebook.com. It's not your Facebook feed, it's a view of your pages. And you get to see any page that you manage. Okay. So with the Meta Business Suite, you get to see audience, messaging, benchmarking. Excuse me, something's my throat. Sorry. You get to see overview, you get to see your content. They break it out: videos, performance, benchmarking, audience. So with the Business Suite, you get to go in and see your audience. Like, it'll tell you your audience is more men than women in this particular age group. What do you do with that information? That tells you that when you make your content, you need to be more women centric for a certain age. Why is that important? Why can't I talk to all women? Well, you're not going to reach all women because each age group is different. We talked about that. I think there was somebody that we talked about in one of the shows that came in and they wanted to reach, and I was trying to get them to be more specific. Like, don't reach all women. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. Just, and you kept trying to get her to
niche down.
Get down to, don't be all over the place.
It's not all women. Your audience is not all women. Your audience not all women.
Oh, these were all women who had
experienced DV,
tragedy,
or something,
or tragedy, and they had a real but you couldn't just blanket it and then, okay, I want to help people too, and then I want to help. So let's start with these people right here.
Yeah, you want to eat all the buffet at one time. And I'm like, no, you're going to go for the lobster. You're going to go for the steak. You're going to eat that and go back. But, I'm trying to get everything at once. When you do that, you're overworked, overburdened, and you reach no one. So that's what I mean. And especially what I wanted them to see, the person to see, was like talking to an 18-year-old woman in a certain culture or socioeconomic group is different from talking to somebody who's over 50, who's in a different economic, socioeconomic, psychological. They're in a different mindset. Different mindsets. Yeah. See, you got to speak when you do specific. Can't get the word out. Specific. You have to know the mindset. Why? Because you have to create the language, the messaging that connects. See, you can't just say all women 30 to 60. That's not reaching anybody because there's a whole myriad of different women in there, different stages of life, different things on their mind.
Hmm.
That's just it. So how do you make decisions, especially with content? You look at your analytics because it's going to give you clues, tools, helpful information. Okay. And we're moving away from numbers of followers and reach, and you want to be more specific. That's why I love Meta Business Suite for that. Now, it's not the greatest tool, but it's free. Like Dr. Tati says, just put this up. Give us free. It's from a movie. Give us free. Yes, give us free. You want to use free. It's free. I don't know how else to put it. But there are other tools on this list. So does everybody understand the meta business and the Instagram insight? Do we want to talk more about it?
I think it's I don't see why I would want to go and pay for something that they're giving me. You know what I mean?
Now,
Unless it was extremely different.
right. Now, see, some of these, like with Hootsuite and some of these third-party social media management tools have their own analytics built in. So if you're paying for a tool already, it's already there. There was one I want to look at that I don't know if it's free or anything. It's called let me go back to the top. It was Rival that I thought was okay, let me see. Yes, Rival IQ. Rival IQ. This one says best for social media managers who crave stats. Coolest feature: free head-to-head reports against individual competitors' accounts. Okay, so this one is from 230. All right, so this is a little pricey, but this one is when I clicked on it, and let me open it and switch over to that. There was a here we go, free tools. You can do head-to-head reports. Head-to-head means your profile and a competitor. So if I go to Instagram and I was going to take a look at this, you put your handle in here and then your competitor, like you know who your competitors are, and then it creates a report. Now this is supposed to be free. I have not taken a look at it yet, but what it does is that it's supposed to put, and here's a little screenshot. They used oh, I thought that was Beyonce. No, it's not Nordstrom versus Bloomingdale. So see how those are competitors? So you put your handles in, and then it gives you like a light breakdown.
Mm.
Now I have not used it. That's what I'm saying. I'm just looking at the screen. I was like, oh, that looks good. So you can do Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. Now, this might be something that you want to look at, because this goes a little bit further than just seeing your analytics. You get to put your numbers against the competitors. And I would say a competitor of someone is where you want to be. Someplace where you want to be. Put that person in there. Like, I'm here. They're where I want to be growth wise. Put them in and then see what happens head to head. And from what I'm seeing here, it's like it's going to give you like it shows you the benchmark between your post and their post. What this is contrast. Is what I'm trying to say. This is contrast of, this is where I am, this is where I want to be. What is my competition doing? Because they're on the island that I want to be on. What's the difference between me and them? What's going on number wise, post wise? And I'm not sure of the details because this is a free tool. So it's not gonna do everything, but it's a good start. It's a good insight data that you don't have. Because if you don't put your stuff in, you're kind of guessing, well, I could go to my competitor's Instagram and kind of, but that's the long way. Use this free tool and let them do the work. Let them do the work for you. So they have Instagram. So here's, let me click on Facebook. So yeah, Facebook, you put your Facebook page in versus your competitor's Facebook page. It creates a report, Facebook head to head report. And they give you a breakdown. So breakdown. So this one's like engagement per post and everything. So this is kind of like a tool where you can see, well, this is where I want to be. Let me see, how can I get there? What are they doing that I'm not doing, basically? So here's one for TikTok. Views per video and different per video, probably gets into views and everything. So I want to investigate this further. I have not. I just discovered it because I found this blog post and I was like, okay, I definitely want to look at the Instagram head to head. So is this a tool that we might want to use?
Yeah, because that head to head, comparing, okay, what am I doing
Mm-hmm.
that maybe I need to tweak and do something, especially if the person is doing better or doing what I want to do.
Yes, you want to. I would say put a competitor in that's really ahead of where you want to be, and it's not to be okay. Well, I'm gonna be upset because I'm not where they are. No, this is inspiration for you to get there. Like, what are they doing differently? And I'm hopefully that this is giving you some data, some information on the kind of content your competition is making, and then you improve your content so you can get a little further than where you are now. So that's why I say put a big reach for the moon with this.
Yeah.
And then, okay, put the biggest one in, and then say, okay, well, what's a mid-size competitor? Put them in. This is all data points for you to what? Driven decisions. Data driven decisions to help you make content that resonates with your audience. This is for growth, not explosive viral growth, but growth. You're not in the dark. You're not flying blind. What do
Hmm.
I do? Let me go look at my analytics for the last 10 posts. Let me see what hit, what didn't hit, and what do I need to do? What do I need to do? So let's go back to the list. Is there one more you want to look at? Let me go back. I think I closed it. No, I didn't. Any other tools that you want to look at? Or anything we talked about so far? Okay, let me go back to the list here. Yeah. So like I said, Hootsuite put themselves first. I don't blame them because this is their blog. So yeah, so there's Sprout Social is another great website for information. Again, these are third party tools. Buffer
Hmm.
used to have free stuff. I haven't used them in a while.
I haven't either.
Okay.
Mark said, let me use an app to deepen my humiliation.
See, now that's why I'm like, I don't want you to be discouraged. I want you to be
Encouraged because,
encouraged.
right,
Yes,
because you can, okay, I know McDonald's is always looking to see what Burger King is doing. Burger King is looking to
always.
see what McDonald's is doing. Oh, maybe
Mhm.
we ought to do it. So it's okay to kind of, I mean, to look at somebody else's business model. Don't mean you have to change yours. You just want to know what's happening.
Right. So here, this is TikTok analytics, which is another. If you have a business account, I believe you have to have a business account for this. And if you go to it, the business suite, they have a ton of things that they break down. And what I love about Hootsuite, they have a video here. So if I want to go in and look at that, so they're saying TikTok native analytics tool breaks down your metrics down into overview data, content performance, analytics, and follower demographics and growth. These are all things that you want to see because you can see how your content is doing. How's my content doing? How's my content doing? And I think last year I was showing all of my accounts because my accounts were dormant. My TikTok account was dormant. Like I hadn't posted in like a year or two, and there was still growth there. How is that possible? And I mean growth in far of the things as a business owner that I care about, which is them doing I'm the traffic cop. Here's my post talking about XYZ, but I want you to go to that link in bio and get on my list, buy my this, download that, whatever it is. I want to get this train moving. Whereas when I brought up the threads about they want follower numbers to grow. And I'm like, that's great. But with TikTok, you want views and you want them to go to your link in bio. So now, if you look at this, and let's talk about TikTok for a second. If you go in here and look and see, I believe it tells you like the link click when they go to your bio, your profile, and they click on the link. You want to see that number because that could tell you, is my call to action in the post working? See, that's the thing. You want to see this. You don't want to hide from it. You don't want to go on your analytics. Well, I only have 5,000 followers. I don't have 10,000. Let me be sad about. No, you're going to go in. You're going to post consistently. I didn't say every day. I said consistently. And you're going to see what's working. What type of post? What do they do? And as a business owner, what do we want? We want clicks in the link in the bio.
Yep.
Or what Instagram is doing now is a very popular tool with is it ManyChat? I think ManyChat, where people are posting things on Instagram and saying to comment and get the free thing or the whatever my offer. So again, you want to look at that with the DMs. See, so things are moving. Your call to action is changing. What I want to point out. How do you know if your call to action is working? Analytics, because it's in there. They show you clicks, visits to your profile. Some of them, what happens when they go to your profile? What do they do? These are very important metrics for business owners. And that's why I wanted to bring up that post from Threads about the influencer. She's clearly an influencer because she doesn't have any link to buy anything.
Nothing. And but she said her bikini line or something, but she didn't even have a link to that.
No. So this is all information for us to use free. Okay. And I did put that link in there because some of these tools, if you already have an account and you're paying, there's even more analytics beyond what Meta is giving you or any other. And LinkedIn is a good one also that shows you different things. I haven't, we didn't look at that. But what did I do? There was something I wanted to mention about LinkedIn. I don't remember. It'll come back to me. But you want to go in and take a look. You don't want to hide. Don't be disheartened. Is why I'm bringing this up about analytics. It's a tool, data-driven decisions. How do I know what to post? I don't want to listen to the gurus who say, "Oh, you got to post every day on Instagram and blah 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 blah. And you got to do this on da da da." No, what you have to do is post on your profile. Post what you want, what you think. Hey, I think they might want to know about this, or this is today's news, or this is like I'm starting to do the social media wrap up that we do on Fridays. I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna put this on Instagram. It's not for me to go, oh, nobody, it doesn't do what I want. I'm testing things. So you gotta test, which means you post what you think your audience might like. Different things, not the same thing over and over, different things, different formats, different ways of presenting information. See what works. How do you know? Go to the analytics. Do a comparison of the last 7 days, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, 9 months, a year. There are different settings in each of these platforms. But the information is there for free. They're giving it to you for free. They're not gatekeeping it. Meta's not gatekeeping it. TikTok's not gatekeeping it. LinkedIn's not gatekeep. And then I forgot about Pinterest, which I always forget about Pinterest, but we need to not forget about Pinterest because there's some good stuff happening there. Okay, so that's what I have to say for today. I hope this was We can go. There's more beyond what I'm showing you. This is just like surface level stuff. We didn't even talk about YouTube analytics because there's so much stuff there. YouTube breaks it out by video, by shorts, by this, by audience, by there's so much breakdown in a YouTube analytics that it needs its own course, which I think YouTube does have a free something on their website that shows you how to do that. But if you really want to know more about the analytics that they do a thorough breakdown is Roberto Blake. He does lives. His lives are, I'm just warning you, his lives are 2 or 3 hours long. But if you want to know about the YouTube analytics, the workings of YouTube and all that, it's digest as much as you can and just keep coming back to it. But he really goes into detail for free. It's on YouTube. He's not gatekeeping any of the information. A lot of people aren't. Mario's not. Roberto's not. A lot of people. Brock Johnson is definitely not gatekeeping. He's giving out free information, and people are just not taking it because they want to. Misery loves company. They just want to be. I don't have that 10K. And I'm trying to figure out what's the fascination with 10K. When the CEO of Instagram is telling you we're focusing on small creators, that's under 5K. And I forgot, I don't know if we talked about it or I found a report or something that was showing that that's actually true, that they're doing that. So I don't know. It baffles me when I see posts like that, and I'm like, I gotta save. I gotta mention that. Listen, we're in a spot where, as a business owner, you don't have to use social media. I'm not saying that you have to, but why wouldn't you? It's like, I want some candy. There's free candy right there. All you gotta go is walk over there and figure out how do I get it out? You scoop your hand, you get a scooper, you go get a buck, figure it out.
Yep.
It's not difficult. Okay.
This has
And
been
it's
good.
not difficult because we're here talking about it. That I feel like that's my purpose. Like, I'm really motivated to like let you have to see the easy. It's easy, but it's complicated only because you need a system, you need a strategy to set up first. Set up I always talk about the foundation of a house. You build the house. What do you do when I don't like the look of it? I want some growth. I want something different. Let me rip down the house and build it up from scratch. No, you just paint outside, you do the inside, you get a new table, new TV, curtains. You just change the things internally, but it's easy because the house is built.
Right.
So you build the house and you just make sure everything's current. Everything's
Yeah,
in
because
working order.
in real estate, every 10 years, and this is probably in social media years, you're probably going to go every year going in there to check and tweak and make sure that you are on point. But in real estate, every 7 to 10 years, you better be keeping up with what's happening.
Right.
Are them
Right.
gold faucets still working?
Right. And when you do things seasonal also, I talk about that a lot. That we do seasonal, like a spring, let me go in and do this. You got to clean the gutters. You got to do this. You got to do that. You do them. A lot of homeowners do it seasonal because it's like, okay, the weather's changing. What do I have to look at? Winter's coming. What do I got to make sure the boiler is this and that and that inspection. But that's not building it up from the ground up every time. I got a plan. This is what we do seasonal. This is what we do quarterly. This is what we do monthly. And you can set a reminder on one of the devices that you got, voice or your phone or your whatever it is. Set it
Yep.
up and say, hey, let me, just, and I don't want you to be obsessive about this because I remember years ago we were talking about Google Analytics for the website, and somebody was like, "Oh, I go in there and check that thing every day," and I'm like, I don't really care about it. It's like when I'm thinking of, wonder how my posts are doing from the last month or the last 3 months, and then you go in and you see the trend, and you go, "This worked, this didn't work," because there's little spikes, and there's trends, and there's up and down. That's your key. Data-driven decisions for making content that resonates with your audience. Why? Because you want to connect with them. You want to bring them into your world. You want to hopefully build a community, but you got to have the right tools. Like we talked about this person. You want a community. How? By posting me pictures? And we're just supposed to, yeah. No, I'm like, no, you're not giving me anything of value. So I'm gone. Swipe. We're in a click, 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 swipe, 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 real fast world. You only got a couple seconds. So I can look at your Instagram, and Brock did too, and looked at it and said, well, there's nothing happening here. She thinks she's doing the right thing. And she's doing stuff from old Instagram. I like to call it old prehistoric Instagram. That doesn't work anymore. So because things change. That's why. So that's the whole purpose of us talking about things on on Bizchicks about every day about different topics. That's why we do the Friday show and the wrap up, because things change. So you have to be aware of what's going on. Get rid of the old, incorporate the new. Don't walk through the forest blindly. I don't want you to do that. So
Somebody with you.
yeah, you've got guides. So
Yeah, you do. And TJ is an excellent guide. That is
thank you.
why that is why you need to check TJ out by going to her website, terryjohnsononline.com/info. She will
Yeah.
help you.
Yeah.
You do not have to do this alone. You are not alone, people.
I just thought of a Michael Jackson song, whatever.
Mm,
I just thought about that.
yes, you don't have to struggle. TJ,
I see a lot of people in the like this. When I see posts like this, I'm like, you're clearly struggling in the forest of the apple orchard, but you can't reach the apples. Like, well, okay, well, I'm gonna tell you, get a ladder and get up because you're hungry. Get up there and get it somehow. Climb the tree, get a ladder, something, shake it, something. Don't sit there and complain. Well, I want that apple because I'm hungry, and you just stare at it. No, we gotta do something.
and this is why you're here. We're going to help you do something. We're going to help you. This is our job right here, to help you take the hassle out of your hustle. Right here, right now.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you can join the Bizchicks community. You just text join, text biz to 33777, or you can go to bizchicks.net. You can get on our mailing list. We are not going to spam you. Our text list, we're just going to keep you informed of things that are happening, important stuff. You probably won't hear from us every single week.
Well, Mark has a comment. Let's see what Mark
Yes.
has to say.
Mark, one of our biz dudes, he has a podcast that you need to talk to, that you need to tune into. He is the 4-minute mark, and it's about how your frequency or vibration is dictating your experience. And he hopes that we'll listen, rate, and review. Mark, I normally watch your podcast on YouTube.
Okay, so this is Mark. Where do you want us to go? Because I'm going right now. You want me to go to You want me to go to Apple? You want me to go to YouTube, Spotify? Where do you want me to go? See, here's the call to action. Okay, yeah, leave a review. But where? You got to tell me where you want me to go.
Right, because
I'll go there.
Most people say wherever you get your podcast. You know how they say wherever you get your podcast? Well, if I listen to it on YouTube, I don't get to.
See, this is the thing. I want you to like the podcast. I love the podcast. Where do you want us to go? Like, and everybody that's watching, Apple, YouTube, Spotify. Did he put? Oh, Annie. Okay, it says Annie.
Okay, but any podcast platform. Wait a minute.
Apple.
Any podcast platform, YouTube or TikTok, reviews on Apple Podcasts. So if you want reviews, you need to tell people to go to Apple.
And
is
I
my
went,
point.
and here's the funny thing. I went to Apple and went to search. I didn't have to type anything. It says recently searched. May 13th, visualize your success, and I can just go and play it. I love that. So now I think I reviewed it, but I will check. So
Like,
I love that Apple did that for me.
right, because it pops up like whatever you've been listening
I
to.
didn't type anything. I just went to search and it showed me the last thing I searched, which was the 4 minute mark.
Right. And that's what I'm saying though. It keeps you in tune with all of the people like knew 5 hours ago.
Okay, because now see, I got to figure out where I think I left a review. I have to double check. So, but I will do that. Oh, Energy Shakes Reality Part One. That's the episode from today, right?
Today. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Rate view. Okay, where I must have done it already, Mark, because it's not showing me where to rate and review. So I must have done it already. And usually my podcast I listen in Spotify, so maybe I'll go over there and review it also, because Apple is not. I must have done it already. Yeah, I must have rated it already because there's nothing. There's no place for me to rate. But I will go to.
Play next, save, view transcripts, share episode, copy the link.
Yeah, because usually there's something that says where you rate. And I think that I love that they have the transcript here. I have not
Mm-hmm.
been to.
Yeah, because now you can, if you need to get through it quickly and do a read, or maybe you're not in a place to listen.
Now, real quick, I know we're running out of time, but real quick, I'm
Yeah,
picking on
go
Mark.
for it.
Mark, do you have a Substack? I know I'm throwing things at you.
Yeah,
Mark is
because
like, what? Mark is like,
tell him, TJ, tell him,
what? You need a
tell him.
Substack, and I'm going to tell you real quick. It's an extra log on the fire, but guess what? Your transcript, that just copy and paste that to Substack.
And then on Substack, you can put your podcast. You can link your
Yes.
podcast to Substack.
Yes, you can put the podcast on the Substack and the transcript that I'm looking at here in Apple Podcast. That because you're thinking, because you know what Substack is, right? It's a newsletter. But you're thinking, well, I gotta sit down and write a newsletter. No, you've already done it. You did the podcast, and you take the transcript, set up your Substack. It's real easy. You can I think you can do it from the app now.
Mark, you will do well on Substack.
Yes,
Because
extremely
people
well.
are going to follow you on Substack.
Yes.
The interaction on Substack is not like anywhere else.
It's its own little community ecosystem. We've been talking about Substack. I got to get more into it. Bizchicks has one. I have one. It does. You can put your podcast link there. I'm not sure how you do it, but
You can actually put you can either bring your podcast in, post your podcast, but it allows you to do that. It allows you to, other people will discover you a lot faster.
Yes, because you get when people sign up for a Substack to follow, Substack will say, oh, here's some other recommendations, and you might be in that list. And then they have it set up to where it follows all of those people. Because see, when you're new to Substack, you come on, you don't know who to follow. Unless you've seen other people, other places say, hey, my Substack. But when you go on to Substack, they know that you don't know who to follow. So they give you recommendations. It's great. And then you can do free stuff. You can do paid stuff. You can have a paywall. You can do the podcast like Fran says. Also, the good thing about a Substack, if you don't have a website, this can be your website. Because it is web-based and app-based.
And here's the other thing. All of your followers and your email list,
yes,
you can import them to Substack.
Yes. So if you have an email list, say in MailChimp or wherever, you can bring them over. You can still keep them in MailChimp or whatever, but you can bring them into Substack, and they get your Substack whenever you post. Also, the Substack has a notes feature where if you, it's like you're doing a Instagram feed, and you could
like
just
a
post
post.
text or images, just whatever you want. Do
And
they
then
have a
put a
store
little
me?
snippet of your podcast. And when you post, it'll go everywhere unless you make it private, but it'll go everywhere. And people go, oh, that was good. And then click and start following you because you posted it to the entire Substack community.
Yes. And another thing with the Substack, when you go in to make a post on the app, it says, do you want to make a note, which is like a little short and sweet thing, like you want to just do a quote or something, or a long form post, which is more of a blog post, more of the article. So that you would go in the long form post and put the transcript for the podcast, or when you put the podcast on, I'm because I haven't done it yet, there might be a section there for you to put that transcript, but it comes across as a newsletter. And here's another good thing: it will pop up notifications on people's phones, on their devices, when you post. And the email, it will
It'll
send
send
out
them
an
an
email.
email. And then you can put stuff behind the wall, like on Bizchicks, we have the free, and then we give people the option if they want to
Yes,
become
you can
paid.
have free and pay. You could do a free, and then if you say, well, if you do something beyond 4 minutes, like this is the 8 minute, what you could say, but that's free. You put that behind the paywall. See how there's many ways to get this to work. That's why I
Right.
love this Substack.
Yeah,
Love it.
Substack came up. I was like, ooh, they have come up and they
And see,
are
you've done the work. You do the podcast. That's it. You don't have to do anything else.
do the podcast, transcribe it, make the posts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Put the podcast inside of Substack. It becomes a post. It becomes your website. You can share that on social media, other places,
Yes.
without doing extra work. And then
Mark,
again, if you want to write a caption for Instagram or LinkedIn, ChatGPT, Copilot, whatever.
Mark said the 4 minute mark after dark.
But no, you're that's what I'm saying, that you have to think beyond the four
Yes,
minute mark after dark, or the 8 minute mark, whatever.
right.
Then that's the free thing where you go, but you're going to give the value for them to pay. Okay. And you set that up as breadcrumbs on social media. And if you need a caption, you take your transcript, put it in one of the free tools. You don't have to pay, and say, create an Instagram post from this. And it'll do it.
I have discovered that using Substack to talk to my audience is so much easier than constant contact. And then you also have to now have the podcast, and then all of this comes in one house.
Right.
Substack. I do not have to be all over the map. So,
No, Substack. So look into that more. That would be good for you. Because when I saw the transcript, I was like, wait a minute. You could
mhm.
just take that transcript and put it in the Substack, and you're done for the day. And just share that. Let that do its thing. And then if you want to share the Substack link, different places, you can, with some more caption commentary.
You know how I found out about Substack? I was in Threads and I saw this lady, the Smitten Kitten or something, and
Mm-hmm.
she did recipes and talked about
Right.
something that she was cooking. And then when you clicked on it, it took you to her Substack, which had
Right.
a longer version and the story about how she cooked whatever it was. And I was like, oh, okay. And she had
I
more
got a
stuff.
Substack when it I think when it first came out. It wasn't as robust as it is now. It was just straight newsletter, and I think I had set it up, and I was like, okay, I'm coming back to it, and I never did. And then that's when they started doing things, and I was like, okay. They started making it more social media like stuff. I was like, okay, now I know what to do with it.
Right. And I would like for you to be a guest contributor to the Biz Chicks we can allow, send you a link so that if you want to post something over a special message or something to the Bizchicks community, it allows you to have contributors where
Yeah.
either bylines or you can have people. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, and also the Substack blog resources, they tell you how, well, how, when should I do a pay, when should I do a free, how do I publish, how do I do this, how do I share. There's lots of helpful information in there.
They're
Lots of help.
they did really good with Substack.
Yeah, and I think they're getting into video, like live video.
Oh, you can send a
Yeah,
video message to your people via the
yeah,
email thing. You can send a, hey guys, today we're going to do blah 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 blah, and send that out to everybody in your.
right. But I mean, I think they like a live, like we're live.
Oh,
Because I just got a notification that somebody went live on
oh, shut
Substack.
up.
Hmm.
Oh, so wait, we can go live
Like a
into.
live, like live stream. Now that I'm gonna investigate, because I was like, I haven't unless I missed this
And
update
then
from Substack.
StreamYard, if StreamYard can allow us to, okay, because we can get rid of X and
The RT, the RTMP.
R
I think they did that.
RMTP or whatever, so we can take out X and put in Substack
Substack.
and go live to Substack.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
let's investigate that.
Yes,
So
we need. Yeah,
Substack, we could talk about it all day, but we gotta go.
thank you, Mark. Yeah, he thought
See?
that Substack was just like
It
Medium, but
was, Mark. It was
it
in the
used to
beginning
be.
because Substack has been around for a while. I had mine for the longest. I think it was connected to Twitter or something. Somehow I found it and I set it up. It was like Medium, but now, no, they got a whole bunch of social media kind of like community building tools. So
And everybody, okay, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is on Substack. There are
really,
people, yes, there are people of notoriety on
is
Substack. So
Oprah there?
I was like, wait a minute, who? Wait,
It's like, is Oprah
I don't know if Oprah's over there, but
there?
if
She
you
should be.
wrote the people who are writers
Hmm.
and people, if you have something to say, it'll probably live better on Substack.
Oh, this chat. Also, there's a chat feature, Mark. You can do this is like the broadcast channel in Instagram or like Messenger or Telegram. You can have like, chats inside of.
Mm-hmm.
So when you follow a newsletter, you get to see all of that. You get to see live video, you get to see chat, you get to see notes, you get to see polls. There's an activity button that tells you what's going on. See, I just did a note a month ago. Somebody liked the note. I forget again. I forget. But Substack is one of those all you can eat kind of like, because people are just focusing on Instagram. I'm like, there's other places. Okay. Substack
Right.
is one of them.
And he said Oprah just launched her own online
Oh, she
community
did?
app.
Well, there
Yep.
you go. It makes sense for her to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at that. That might be a social media update for Friday.
Could be.
Or maybe I'll leave it to Dr. Tachi. Maybe that's a media update. All right, I'll take a look. I'll take a look at that. All right, so lots of good information today.
That's why we're here, to help take the hassle out of your hustle. And we will see you next Tuesday and then again on Friday this
Yeah,
week.
yeah, we will.
All right, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everybody.